Hey there, sweetness, how goes it? I do hope that it goes well. Quick name of the game. If there's anything that is connective to this collective, that is beautiful. I invite you to take that ish with you. If, however, nothing here resonates, that's all right. And just leave it right where you fucking found it. It's probably a piece of information that was meant for somebody else in the collective, and you should never kick something off the table, or in general, that does not belong to you. Please keep in mind that time may be fluid as well as energy, and let's get into it, shall we? Oh, yes, we fucking shall. What are we getting into? Collective messages. I need to make sure that the audio is working on this video real quick, though, because we've been having some trouble with that lately. Yep, we're working. All right. Now back to the music. Welcome in, everyone. Please do try a favor. Make sure you hit that like button on your way in. Also, have you checked to make sure that you are a subscriber? A homie true and through. Spirit of love, truth, grace, and guidance. Please guide myself, guide these messages, guide this collective. Please guide us all, always and always. Thank you. One big stoner, excuse me, for any and all costs. So I did get one little piece of information as I was getting ready for this reading. We got the message of hate squirms through them, writhing like a serpent. Hate squirms through them, writhing like a serpent. Don't know who them is, but they hateful. I'm starting with some Viking cards. Over here. Alright, messages for the collective. What do we need to know today? We're about to see some flowers bloom, no matter what the weather is. Thank you. Reconciliation, literally just, did you guys see the way that went? It floated itself into the reverse. It's an energy of no reconciliation with some hateful fucking serpent energies. Squirmy, wormy fucking ickies. The ones you cut them in half and they just keep squirming. Because they're so full of hate. Way too many. I feel like I'm supposed to show you guys this, though. That is the reconciliation card. It literally floated to come up in the reverse. What do we need to know about this? No reconciliation. Ain't no reconciling with the serpents. Messages for the collective, please. This deck is a little hard to shuffle. It's kind of big for my hands, but we make it work, huh? Messenger of the gods. You guys ain't living in your heads. Not anymore. Not today. Went within for a while, and some of you stayed within for a while. You're like, yeah, I want to go within and find myself. You get in there, you find yourself, and you're like, I'm going to stay right in here with me. I'm going to hide right out in this fucking blanket fort inside of myself. But there's this moment of coming out. It's coming out of, it's not in a way of like, we did a reading the other day where it's like people were trying to drag you outside of yourself and force you to abandon yourself. It's not what I mean by that. I mean, they were trying to mirror an energy that they could never put a fucking finger on. You coming out of yourself is you coming out of your shell. Not you abandoning yourself, not you leaving yourself behind, not you binding yourself due to these serpents. Messages for the collective, please, what the homies need to know. Thank you. That was the only one that flipped. Let's double check. Yeah. Mindfulness, lightness, impermanence. Yeah. Mindfulness, lightness, impermanence. I feel like that goes right along with what I was just saying about you go within. For some, there's an energy of believing that you had lost yourself. Now, whether you believe that you lost yourself deep within your own self, or you lost yourself in a battle with others and at war with the world, you felt like you lost yourself. And that there was no reconciling what was broken. Oh my good God. Now I need to find something that was meant for this reading. See if I can. Yep. I was going to do this on the Gypsy's Busy Box and do one of my little like poetic readings that I do with this. Probably still will. But that's what I saved it last night at 7:32 p.m. Just going to give you guys that info in case it lands somewhere for you. This was an energy breezing through the collective, the shanty. It was like I could feel people crying. A lot of divine feminine energies. But gender, sex, all that, it doesn't matter. I felt a lot of energies crying and crying and crying, and I heard what would be the equivalent of their families, their friends being like, why are you crying over her? Why are you crying over him? They don't deserve to have you cry over them. All of this. You know what I mean? Why are you crying over that loser anyway? Why are you still crying about what they did to you? Why are you still crying over them? And as I was hearing that, I heard in my mind, you're not crying over them. You're not crying over them because you're crying about what happened to you or feeling whatever it is. Scenario. But it's like, are you standing over your fucking ex's body, crying over them? Being like, oh, why did you leave me? No, actually, you're not. You're not doing that. Or standing over your old best friend or, you know, your fucking sibling that fucked you over or your parent that didn't do right, whatever. Are you standing over them, crying over them, being like, why didn't you treat me better? No. No, to fuck you're not. You're standing there crying with yourself, for yourself, to yourself, and to spirit, to God, to your team, to your ancestors, to whatever it is that you go through. But after I heard that in my mind's eye, I start just scrolling around, trying to take my mind off things. I was not doing a reading at that time. That was just a channeling that came through in a moment, like, this is what's going on. I sit down, I start scrolling, and like the very first thing that pops up hits the nail on the head. So that is what this no reconciliation is an energy of. All right, I'm gonna read it. It's a little paragraph I came across on Facebook, a page called Unbreakable and Uplifting. So I did not write this. I'm not sure who the exact author is, but here we go. I cry myself to sleep at night. I don't cry for him. I cry for her. It's her that I miss. She trusted without question and loved without reservation. She was open and honest and alive. Oh, so alive. But not anymore. Her death was not quick and painless. It was agonizingly slow and merciless. She did not just die. She was murdered. Slowly poisoned by the man she loved. Poisoned by his words and his silence. Poisoned by his anger and his rage. Poisoned by his cruelty and abuse. She died so slowly that she didn't even realize she was dying. Withering away until she was no more. Killed by an evil that she couldn't see or comprehend. And I am all that is left. A shell, empty and haunted. I wear her clothes, speak with her voice, and smile with her smile. I do this so no one will know she is gone. But I know. And I miss her every day. The woman I used to be. So that's that for that. But I'm going to tell you right now. For some, that woman didn't go anywhere. They may have murdered her, but she pulled a Jesus. Resurrected. Came back even stronger. For some, you're right. That old version, it did take the hit and it didn't get back up, but it's because something else did. It's because who you are now far outweighs who you ever were. In Spirit's eyes, there is no need to reconcile because you are what you need to be. You are God's wine and crystal, baby. Up church in the background. But you are. Excuse me. See, the background here? See how it's really messy? It makes me think about this thing I saw. People always ask why millennials are minimalists and, have very few items in their spaces and things like that. Why are they so perfectionist and this and that? Did you ever see their parents' or their grandparents' house? It's like hoarding, 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 hoarding. You can't step anywhere without fucking breaking something and knocking something over. So mindful lightness says, cleanse. All right. Let's get some tarot on it. Star at the bottom of the deck. I love it. Messages for the collective. I always need to know. Thank you. Something about skill. Something about address. Diplomacy. Something about courage, friendship, affection, concord. Something about being in a state of arms. Something about intimacy, conformity, and the equipoise it suggests. So the Magician, the Two of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. So I'm getting repeating energy, but with a purpose. For some, this Magician, at one point I had channeled down a message of them saying, that'll do the trick. This Two of Swords. All this work and effort over here. For some, these fucking hateful serpent energies, you ain't crying over. It was their plan, their purpose. To be like, I'm going to cut the fucking collective. I'm going to cut that homie right in half. Back to that. Get you to abandon yourself. Get you to change who you are. At a core level. And not because there's something wrong with who you are at a core level, but because there's something wrong with who they are at a core level and they can't match you. And if you exist out there, this fucking magnificence, this beauty that they can never ever match up to, well then, their game's shown. Their hand ain't hidden anymore. That they're not all they're cracked up to be, all they claim to be. There's a God, and baby, you are proof. And these, I'm not going to call them names right now. These things, these energies, these people, they can't find a better version of themselves that matches up to you. And it is for their lack of trying. With true effort, true mindfulness, true light. So this is them thinking they took the blades to you, cut you right in half, took you away from yourself, ruined you and who you are, and you're just sitting there crying over. That did the trick. They done did it. It worked. But little did they know, when they sent you inside of yourself, you found that better you for you. When they sent you within, you reconciled what was broken. They didn't think you had the ability to do so. They thought that you'd be destroyed. They thought they set into motion a train wreck that was going to take you the fuck out. What'd you end up doing? You took that train wreck, you grew something beautiful from it, you put it in your pipe and smoked it. Little train wreck for you guys. Cheers, dears. Many of you know exactly what this phase is and was. You're on the other side of it, learning how to love yourself even more than you ever did. And that's the key. That's what the you that you cry over didn't have. So that's why you're meant to be who you are now, and why it's okay that you aren't necessarily who you were before anymore. It's okay. It is more than okay. On the flip side, this is you as the magician. This is you holding these swords. This is you working it all out, working it all through. Cutting off the energies that feel like serpents. Cutting off the energies that feel like tricky fucking tricksters. Cutting off anything that just doesn't work. Congratulations, my dears. They don't get one more shot, but you do. What are you doing with it? Messages for the collective. What do all these need to know? These are playing cards with some channeled messages written down. What's the reason for this? We've had some energies crying out to the skies, screaming out to God, crying to Spirit. What is the reason for this? Why? Why? Do I mean nothing to you? Is my pain entertainment to the skies? That's a question you've had lately. I really hope and pray that I've answered it here, so that you could become who you have and who you are. And I know sometimes we don't want to hear that. We get real fucking sick of hearing that. And that impatience is part of who we're supposed to become as well. Not too. Just enough. Something about Spirit just wanted to spin you around in the best way. Did it work? For some, you feel like, no, so I'm trying another way. For some, it didn't, so Spirit tried another way. For some, it didn't. Oh, for some, something worked for you and you tried to help somebody else and it didn't work for them. So you were guided to try another way. That other way is going to work, and it's going to be something very long-standing and safe. Something about Spirit teaching you a way to learn other ways. And the song in the background, he just started talking about ways, just in case. Just a second, message from my kid. Half day at school today. All right. Let's do some of these. Handmade. These cards do not belong in this deck, but we're going to read them. You're going to love me energy. You're going to love me energy. Some of you guys are about to get a boost of energy that you're going to love. I also think an energy is about to enter your life. For some of you, love is an energy about to reach your life. I was also just about to say about to reach your chair like the tide and your toes in the sand. All right, these are all a mess, so I don't even know what to do except just start to shuffle the mess and see what we get. Something about understanding that sometimes physicality is impermanent. Sometimes it isn't. You guys are in an energy of keep talking. I'm diagnosing you. Oh my God, I love that. All right, I need 1 second, please. Sorry, guys. Let that get in. Pants. Love you. Y'all know it's winter. It's like really fucking cold and my kid's wearing shorts. Jesus. All right. Back to that physicality and impermanence energy. What I was getting was something about honestly, it flicked into my head the video about Jelly Roll. Not to, I don't even know what, but something about Jelly Roll in the video where he was sick, not feeling well. He starts to cancel for a show or something, and somebody gets a picture of him out on his balcony, and he's shirtless out there. And you can see, again, I don't want to sound like I don't know how to say it without being a dick, but you can see all of his skin, his excess skin hanging on his belly, his arms and things, that he lost a lot of weight really quickly. And he did. He's fucking less than half the size that he seemed to be before, but there's that excess hanging around, right? So that's what I was getting with this. This is it's vines and it's the bottom half of a body, but I was getting something about, and the serpent energies. Some of them filled themselves so full of fucking hate that even when their hate runs out, they're still ugly. And I don't mean that to sound like, again, I'm not trying to sound like a dick. I've lost a decent amount of weight. I know what it's like. But there's something about that. All right. Messages for the collective. Something about Project Justice. I don't know what that is. Project Justice. Plan for justice to be served, most especially in a home environment, most especially emotional justice. Somebody feels awkward everywhere. Doesn't matter where they are, who they're with, they feel very, very awkward. And they've noticed that something about the collective energy is very awkward as well, so they are like, you know what, maybe I'm not alone in the world. And as soon as they make that realization, they get some personal development. They start to design their life. There's an energy here, a warning, be cautious not to be overcommitted. Then there's a keyword of cycles and a keyword of con. I'm going to grab you guys some closing guidance and get out of here. Any cycle or any contract at this time, it could affect your power. Power. You've had the power all along, my dear. Now is the time to harness that power to its full potential. Manifest thoughts, words, feelings into reality. The song that came on with that card, Upchurch, Fallen, was talking about dreams as I was reading about thoughts, words, feelings into reality. Channeled song for you, maybe something there. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for smashing that like button. Thank you guys for all of your interactions. If you guys are interested in any copies of my books, links are available in the description box below. If you guys are feeling called to donate to the shanty, help out around holiday time, links are available in the description box below. And until we speak again, my dears, take care. Mwah.